I'm starting with Jo Sonia's Titanium White and putting it on a cardboard scrap to use as a palette. I'm now using Atelier Free Flow Dioxazine Purple. This acrylic is very fluid. Followed by Cobalt Turquoise Light. I'm now mixing my colours to get different shades. I recommend a larger paintbrush to do this. For this particular piece, I'm painting on sharp, abstract shapes. This is to replicate crystals. It's pretty freestyle and there isn't really much structure to it. I'm now using a catalyst blade to put in some white, sharp shapes. And using a paintbrush to blend and soften. I'm using my Ryobi heat gun to speed up the drying process, but you can use a hairdryer to do this. I've pre-cut my iridescent cellophane paper and crushing it really tightly several times. The finer the folds, the less amount of resin you'll need to cover the surface. Now is the time to check if you like the way your design looks through the iridescent cellophane paper. Today I'm trying Duramax Adhesive Shoe Fix. It has a translucent pearl. I'm applying it to the edges of the cellophane and spreading it with my finger. I'm using a scalpel to clean up any rough edges. If you don't have a scalpel, a Stanley knife will do the same thing. You don't need much pressure to do this. I'm lightly heating the cellophane with a heat gun so that it lies flat. I'm now adding some random shapes. This is to give some subtle depth. This is also optional. You don't have to do this. I'm now using Faux Rizzle resin paste in the colour Black Sabbath. This is to give a little smokiness, so I'm only using 20 ml of resin. For the entire tray, I'm using 300 ml of Faux Rizzle resin. I'm carefully spreading the resin to the edges of the tray with my fingers. You can use a catalyst wedge or paddle pop stick to do this as well. I like to use a butane torch to bring any fine bubbles to the surface. And now a quick moment to appreciate all the beautiful colours. For a smoky opal look, I'm now going to add my pigment. Again, this is very freestyle. There is no structure. I'm just pouring my pigment in erratic lines. I've also let this pigment sit for about 15 minutes, so it has cured a little bit and become thicker. I'm now using my air compressor to basically blow the pigment into the resin to give that smoky effect. I find this process really mesmerizing and oddly satisfying too. Now that everything is in place and I'm happy with the smoky little hints, I let my resin dry for about 24 hours. Make sure your tray is level when you do this to avert an uneven surface. And there you have it, your smoky opal resin serving tray. If you'd like to see more splashes of colour, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook and TikTok under Julia Dover Art. If you give this a go, I'd love to see it, so use the hashtag Julia Dover Art. Have fun and be kind to each other.